what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make an ender portal frame statue. Why am I showing you guys how to make this? You're probably wondering to yourselves again. I'm not entirely sure. I think it makes a cool looking statue, that's why. If you want to make it, here's what you're going to need. You don't need that many materials whatsoever. Grab yourself some sandstone. Also, grab yourself some dark green wool, some light green wool, some cyan wool, and finally grab yourself some black wool. And once you have each one of those 5 colours right there, and once you've figured out where you want to make it, I'll be making it right here, you're going to want to kick off your frame with a row of 16 sandstone in a row on the floor. That's 16, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, I should also point out, I guess, whilst we're still here, of course you don't have to just use sandstone if you want. You could use smooth sandstone or chiseled sandstone. I just like good old regular sandstone myself, that's why I'm using it, but any of them will work really, it's just the colour that we want. Once you have your row of 16 sandstone, this is what you want to do next. So, you now want to stack 5 rows of sandstone directly on top of your first initial row. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we just have to fill in these rows, which is always fun, isn't it? It's always fun to monotonously and very slowly fill in very long rows of material. We're just about done though. We're on row number 5, and once you have filled in your 5 rows of sandstone, this is what you want to do next. So for the next row, do this. Place 2 sandstone on the left and right hand sides of your row, and then just fill the center part of the row in with dark green wool, just like that. For the next row, starting from the left hand side, do 1 sandstone, then 3 dark green wool. Then go to the right hand side and do 1 sandstone and 1 dark green wool, and then fill the center part in with cyan, like that. For the next row, starting from the left hand side, do 3 dark green wool. From the right hand side, do 2 dark green and 1 cyan, and then fill the center part in with sandstone. For the next row, starting from the left hand side, do 1 cyan, then 1 dark green. From the right hand side, do 2 dark green, and then fill the center part in with sandstone, just like that. For the next row, starting from the left hand side, do 1 cyan, then 2 dark green. From the right hand side, do 3 dark green, and then fill the center part in with sandstone. For the next row, starting from the left hand side, do 1 cyan, then 1 lime green. Then come all the way over to the right hand side and do 1 dark green, then 1 lime green, and then fill the entire center part of that row in with dark green wool, just like that. And once you've done that, for the final row of this side of your ender portal frame, just fill in the entire top row in with cyan, and that is all you want to do. Very, very simple. So this is the front side of your ender portal. Really, really easy. Nothing too difficult about that whatsoever. Once you've got that front side taken care of, we now have the fun of pretty much copying this side onto each one of the other 3 sides. So I'm going to do this anti-clockwise. I'm going to move on to the right hand side now, and like I said, I'm pretty much going to do the exact same thing, and I'll do it on recording because why not, guys, why not? So first of all, we've just got to extend this block here towards the back there by a row of 15, since the side is 16, 1 plus 15, 16, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then we have to add 5 rows on top, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I am doing this a little bit in fast forward, guys, since, like I said, and I'll just come to the front again, Each one of the other 3 sides of our ender portal is just a direct copy of this. Once you've got this first one done, the other 3 are going to be quite simple, so I'm just going to do them a little bit faster. I'm still going to explain myself a little bit, but I'm going to do it a little bit faster. So again, pause this if necessary. If you just want to pause the video here and then just do it for yourself. However, I am going to go through the motions as well. So coming over to this side again, I've got to fill in these 5 rows. I think I've already done one of them. So this is row number 2, then we've got row number 3 and 4 and 5 of course, and then we can move on to the more technical parts. Have we just got one more row to do? Yep, there we go. So those are the 5 rows of sandstone. For the next row, we've got to just place 2 sandstone on each end, although we only have to place 1 on the left hand side since we've already got that sandstone placed for us. 2 sandstone coming in from each side, dark green wall in the center. For the next row, left hand side, 3 dark green. Right hand side, we've got 1 sandstone, 1 dark green, then cyan everywhere else. For the next row, we have 3 dark green coming in from the left. We have 2 dark green, 1 cyan coming in from the right, and then we have sandstone everywhere else. For the next row, we have 1 dark green on the left. Sandstone everywhere but the 2 blocks on the right. These 2 blocks are dark green. For the next row we have 3 dark green coming in from each side, I believe. Yep, there we go, and then sandstone everywhere else. For the next row it's just a dark green and a lime green coming in from each end, and then dark green everywhere else. And for the final row, it is quite simply just cyan. And as you guys will be able to see, it's just the exact same thing that we did on the front side of our ender portal frame. That's why I'm doing it quickly, guys. That's why I'm not explaining myself, because we've already done it once and it's pretty simple to begin with. It's probably easy enough for you guys to just look at this and then just literally copy the other 3 sides onto yours just from looking at this image. Alright, so now that the right hand side's done, we can now move on to the back, and we'll be doing the exact same thing that we've done 2 times already. So we start off with our row of 15 sandstone, which I don't have to count out this time because I can just use the front of the statue to measure it instead of having to count. And then once that's done, we now just have to apply those first 5 rows. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now all we have to do is just fill them in. This is my least favorite part of this statue, just filling in these first initial 6 rows of sandstone. So just completing these, and then we actually get to move on to the detail a little bit, and then we will be done with this side. So those are the 5 rows of sandstone added. For the next row, we've just got our 2 sandstone on the right and the left hand sides moving in, and then it is dark green wool everywhere else. Then for the next row, starting from the left, we have 3 dark green. Yes, we do. Do we? Hang on, guys. Yeah, we do, sorry. It's because I'm looking at the front of my statue and I'm getting confused because it's like a mirrored version. Like it's the other way around looking at the front, whereas with most statues you'd be able to copy the front onto the back. You can't do it with stuff like this, it's kind of reversed. That's why I'm getting confused, guys, I'm sorry. So for this row we've got the 3 on the left hand side, and then on the right hand side we've got a sandstone, then a dark green, then a cyan, then we have sandstone, then we have cyan everywhere else. Again, I'm getting confused, guys, I'm really sorry. For the next row, starting from the left, we have 2 dark green on the left here, then we have 2 dark green on the right, 1 cyan, then sandstone everywhere else. I'm getting rows confused, that's why. For the next row, there are 2 dark green on each end, and then sandstone everywhere else. For the next row, on the left hand side, there's 2 dark green. Right hand side, there's 3 dark green, and then it's just sandstone everywhere else. For this penultimate row, it's a dark green, then a lime green on the left. On the right, dark green, lime green, then dark green everywhere else in between. And for the final row, we just have cyan for the top row. And again guys, I'm not trying to exactly tutorial these three sides since they're already done, but this is what the back of your statue should look like. Very, very similar to the other two sides, but of course since we don't have that most left row to work with, it will look ever so slightly different. So once you've got that taken care of, we can now move on to the final side here. So moving on to the final side, first of all, we've just got to do that foundation layer of sandstone, so that's the first. And then we've got 5 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we've just got to fill those in. As I've said many times before, this is my least favorite part of this statue, so I'm just filling in these rows. Got a couple left to do now, I think. 1 and 2, that's right, a couple, and I just completely missed the placement. I look like an idiot. So those are the 5 rows, and then for the next row we have a sandstone on each end coming in, and then dark green everywhere else. Then for the next row, on the left hand side we have 3 dark green, on the right hand side, actually guys, hang on, I'm looking at the wrong side here, aren't I? There we go. On the right hand side here we have 1 dark green and then cyan everywhere else. Then for the next row, starting from the left, we have 2 dark green. On the right we have 1 dark green, 1 cyan, then sandstone everywhere else. For the next row, it is simply a dark green on each end, then sandstone everywhere else. For the next row, it's 2 dark greens on each end, and then sandstone everywhere else. For the penultimate row, it's just a lime green on each end, and then dark green everywhere else in between. And then for the final row, we have a single layer of cyan, and this is what the final side of your ender portal frame wants to look like. Looking pretty good. Once you've got each one of those 4 sides taken care of for yourself, and I imagine that you guys have probably got it worked out by now since that took me quite a long time. However, once you have got that worked out for yourself, we can now do the top of the ender portal frame. So first of all, you're just going to want to figure out which side you want to be the front of your ender portal frame. For instance, this is going to be the front side of my statue where I've just placed that cyan wall. So once you've figured that out for yourself, once you've got that done, you now want to come to the top of your statue, and this is what you want to do. So starting from this corner right here, you guys can see this corner right, you're going to want to place a lime green in this corner, and going towards the back of the statue, you're going to want to do this sequence of blocks. So do your lime green, then do 4 dark green, so 1, 2, 3, 4, then do 1 lime green, then 2 dark green, then 1 lime, then 4 dark green, then 1 lime green. And now we're on the back of the portal frame and we're still going around, we're kind of like tracing around the inside of the top of our frame. So going right of this lime green, do 3 dark green, then 1 lime, 1 sandstone, 2 dark green, 1 sandstone, 1 lime green, 3 dark green, 1 lime green. And again, we're still going around the frame, so now coming back towards us, coming back towards the front of your ender portal frame from this lime green, do 4 dark green, 1, 2, 3, 4, then 1 lime, 2 dark, 1 lime, then do 4 dark green, 1, 2, 3, 4, then 1 lime green. Now going left of this lime green, connecting everything together, do 3 dark green, 1, 2, 3, 1 lime green, 1 sandstone, 2 dark green, 1 sandstone, 1 lime green, and then 3 dark green to connect everything together. And what you want to end up with is something that should look exactly like this. Simple enough, right? Good. So now that you've got that taken care of, this is what you want to do next. So you're again on the front of your ender portal, and you want to basically do this row, like coming towards the back of your ender portal frame. So starting from the left hand side here, coming back, just going from left to right, do 1 dark green, then 2 sandstone, 2 cyan, 2 sandstone, 2 cyan, 2 sandstone, 1 dark green. That's the first row that you want to do. For the next row, place 4 cyan in the 4 center spots of the next row. So again, coming towards you, coming towards the back, do those 4 cyan right there. For the next row, you want to do 8 cyan in the 8 center spots of the row. So first of all, you just want to place those 4 and then extend it out by 2 either side like this. So you just want to form this sort of shape right here. And that is what you want to do on the front of your portal. Not only do you want to do that on the front of your portal, but you also want to make the exact same rows on the back of your portal. So coming towards the back of your portal now, doing the exact same rows going from left to right, this is what you want to do first. Do 1 dark green, then 2 sandstone, then 2 cyan, 2 sandstone, 2 cyan, 2 sandstone, 1 dark green. Again, the exact same row. For the next row, do 4 sandstone in the 4 center spots of that next row. Once you've placed those, you then want to do 8 cyan in the 8 center spots of that next row. So you just want to do your 8 cyan right there. Apply the 4, then do 2 either side. What you then want to do is you want to take each side of your ender portal and you want to connect each side together with your cyan. So you just want to take those 2 end cyan blocks on the left and right hand sides and you just want to connect them together like that. Once you've formed that shape, you then want to take out your black wool and you want to fill this center part in with black wool, just as I'm doing now. So fill this center part, this cyan square shape, in with black wool, and then take out your sandstone and fill everywhere else in with sandstone. So that's exactly what I'm doing, and once you've done that, you will have actually, there we go, we got the words out, well done me. I feel as though I need a bit of a clap. Once you've completely filled in the top of your ender portal frame, you will be left with a 100% fully completed statue. So just to show you what the top of the statue should look like, that is exactly what it should look like. And I can probably give you guys a bit of a closer view, can't I? Let me see if I can get the UI off just so that you guys can see. So this is what it wants to look like in its entirety. Hopefully you guys have managed to make this no problem. I know that the tutorial may have been a little sketchy, I suppose, but a lot of it is kind of, you know, you've just got to kind of apply what you can see. Like, you've just got to copy what I'm doing rather than me trying to explain it. That's probably the best way that I can put it. But that is your single ender portal frame, 100% fully completed in its entirety. What I could do for you guys, I was sat here thinking about this whilst I was actually making this. That's right, I can multitask, I can think, tutorial, and build at the same time. I was actually thinking, what if I actually made an ender portal out of these? What if I made, oh, how many do you need? I suppose we'd need 8 more, right? I think you need 9 in total, don't quote me on that, I've never made one. I think that I could probably make one for you guys. I think that's what I should do. Should I cut away and should I put 9 of these together and make it look like an ender portal? I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to cut out now, guys, and I'm going to make a few more of these, and I'm going to see if I can make myself an ender portal, a real life one, a nice scaled up version. So I'll be back in a second, then we can take a look at it. Guys, I did it. It took so unbelievably long. Turns out you don't need 9 ender portals. I was crazy for thinking that. I don't know where I even pulled out the number 9 from. It has 4 sides. That'd be impossible, but here it is. I had to make 12 of the ender portal frames, and then I filled the center of it in with obsidian. It's looking pretty good, if you ask me. Shall we just kind of like take a sideways view just so that you guys can kind of get a grasp how big this is? Look at the size of this thing. It is absolutely huge. It took quite a while. Imagine how long it takes to make 12 of these and then add filling in that center area in with obsidian. That's how long this takes. I really wish I had this in like one of my current worlds. I really wish this wasn't like kind of like a throwaway tutorial world, because it's actually really, really cool, or at least I think so. I don't know if you guys are going to appreciate it as much as I do, but I think it's because I spent so much time making this. It took a while. It's pretty impressive, isn't it? It's big. It's kind of huge. Yeah. It takes so long to zoom out to see it. It's so cool. I would recommend, if you had the time and the motivation to do this for yourself, because it is kind of really cool, but I'll warn you, it's going to take a long time. It will. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you liked the tutorial. I hope it was easy enough to make. I hope you managed to follow it no problem. And I will see you in the next video. This took so unbelievably long.